Well, hello everybody. Debbie here from Easy Piano Styles. And with fall here, I'm going to do a lesson using the song Autumn Leaves, of course. And what would fall be like without autumn leaves? This Autumn Leaves is in the key of G minor. And you know, a song can be put in any key. So, I think there's so many lessons that I could do on this. Hold on, I gotta change something with my light here. It's getting kind of funky. Hopefully you're not noticing that in the camera. Let's see, are you? No. Okay, so, where was I? Alright, so, there's so many things we could do with this song, and I've decided that I'm going to do something that I've always played this song this way. I'm going to treat this with what's called a full roll. Now I've done full roll lessons before, way back, but I'm going to do it again this time, but because it's in a different key, and we've got a lot of different chords here. So we're in the key of G minor, 2 flats. And the first chord here is a C minor chord. So it starts off here. A full roll is way down here. So let me move this camera down a bit so you can see what I'm doing. This is all taking place on the bottom of the keyboard. So we have a low C. This is an 8-note pattern. Okay. So for C minor we do the root, which is C, the 5th, which is G, and the tricky part and the best part of this pattern is the 9th, which is a whole step above the root here. So we have root, C, G, D. Okay, that's the 9th. Then that's the pivot note where we pivot over to the 3rd of the chord, which is E flat for C minor chord. And now we're on G, which is the 5th. And we go all the way up to B flat, which is the 7th. And then we backtrack, we go down to the G again, and the E flat. Okay, so I'm going to name the notes, and then we're going to go back and look at what those notes are in relation to the chord. So we have C, G, D, E flat, G, B flat, G, E flat. Okay, and that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This is the root, the 5th, 9, this is the 3rd, which is the flat 3rd, which in a C minor chord you'd have to play, C minor E, E flat. Then we're 5th, flat 7th, which you have to play for C minor chord, back to the 5th, and back to the 3rd. Okay, so this is all written in the, these parts of the chord, are written down in the E notes. So we have the root, the 5th, the 9th, flat 3, 5, flat 7, 5, flat 3. So, isn't that pretty? The melody's just holding there. Okay, and before I go, we're going to do this on another chord. F7 is the next chord in this song. So we would do the same thing. Here's the root, the 5th, the 9th, pivot, the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, flat 7, back to the 5th, and back to the 3rd. And that would actually go way down here, but I don't want to play it way down there because you can't see it in the camera. But because this would be a little too high, right? It's getting in the way of the right hand. So I'd go way down there. Okay, so we have, that's F, C, G, A, C, E flat, C, E. It's the same pattern, just starting on different notes. So we have root, 5th, 9th, 3rd, 5th, flat 7, 5th, and 3rd. So of course, if the chord is a minor 7th chord, then you have to flat the 3rd and flat the 7th for whatever chord it is. If it's a regular dominant 7th chord, which means it's just the letter and the number, the 7. Then you would have a regular 3rd, not flatted, and you actually would flat the 7th, because in a dominant 7th chord, the 7 is flatted. Okay, so for the C minor, we had this. And for the F, we had this. Okay, and we add the melody along with that. Next week, we'll work on integrating the melody. Okay, but the first thing you really want to do is pick a song that just has 1 chord per measure in not a really hard key, meaning if it's a minor key, you know, you do it in G minor, A minor, E minor. If it's a major key, you might just do it in the key of C for now, or G or F, and try to do these full rolls on each chord. Now, that's going to take a while, so don't expect that to come easily. Don't add the melody to that yet. That's a whole other can of wax. Okay, if you have any questions, you can feel free to comment or question underneath the video. All right, have fun with that. It's a great technique. Bye-bye.